What's going on, guys? Nathan 400EX back for another video. And I got a surprise that I think you guys are going to enjoy. So I'm going to open this garage door up and I'll show you. Alright, the new toys out of the garage, and I think you guys are ready to see it. Bam. 2003 Honda 400EX. Kind of going back to my roots here a little bit. They don't call me Nathan 400EX for nothing. This is a wheeler. Not this exact same wheeler, but 400EX. That's the wheeler I started this channel on, and I kind of missed it. You know, I haven't made videos of every wheeler that I've had, but I've had quite a few in the past few years. Oh my god, I probably had like over 20 wheelers. You know, some that weren't so good, and then some that were fucking showroom. But I missed having the 400, man. Every wheeler I had, the biggest one was a 300. Every other wheeler was a 250, 200, because I had a big red 200 SX, and then everything else was a 250, and then I had that 300EX for a little while. But I just missed having the power. You know, I've had a few Recons that were both mint, and I traded them because I just missed having a racing wheeler, you know? I mean, utility wheelers are nice, but just not really my thing. So I've had this for a little over a month now, probably about a month and a half. And I bought it. Going into it, I knew it was going to need some work. And I'll just name off what I've done to it, and then I'll name off what it still needs. So what I've done to it is, like I said, I bought it knowing it needed shit. But there was a few things, you know, like any used wheeler that you get, it's going to need something. Anything, I don't care what it is. You're always going to need to do something, whether that's bearings, brake pads, stuff like that. You know, obviously an oil change. But when I was looking at it, the rear bearings were completely shot. I mean, it's a wonder they weren't broken into pieces. It needed a baffle. There was a piece of plastic that the snorkel that goes out of the air filter box that I didn't notice that until I got home. You know, looking at it a little bit better. And I looked at it quite a bit. But, you know, when you're checking something out, you don't really know. You know, you see it needs stuff, but, you know, once you get it back to your house, obviously you look at it, you know, and you start noticing small stuff. And then even when you get to working at it and picking at it a little bit, you know, you start finding, oh, it needs this. Oh, shit, it needs that. I bought the case saver and chain guard because it didn't have one of those. So yeah, rear bearings, that, the button right here, this button right here, that wasn't there. I had to put that in there. Luckily I had one kicking around, so that was no biggie. It has new rear tires on there. The tires that were on it are on my cousin Trev's, because I'll just tell you a little story real quick. So we were gonna meet halfway. It was about an hour away. And I didn't have a ride because, you know, I don't have a license or anything. So I was talking to my cousin Trev. I'm like, all right, well, how about instead of you paying me money for the tires? Because when I bought this 400, I was talking to the guy. He had the tires that were already on it, these brand new ones, and then another set that were still 3/4. They were whole shots, 18s. And I'm like, all right, Trev, well, instead of you giving me money for the tires, how about you just drive me to get the wheeler? And I'll just give you them whole shots. And he's like, hell yeah, sounds good to me. So, drove me up there. We waited there for actually a couple hours. And I ended up giving him those tires. And yeah, I got the 400. But lo and behold, the whole shots didn't fit. Because, I don't know, I think they were 9s, I'm not sure. They might have been 8s, because the 400s, the rears are 9-inch. And the whole shots, I think they were 8-inch, so they weren't going to fit. But he ended up getting my other tires, the ones that were on the wheeler in the first place, where they have about a 1/4 tread left. So he's going to have to get some new ones here pretty quick. And another major thing is I bought it knowing it ticked, but I was expecting it was just going to be valves. And, you know, I expected the timing chain. I expected it was probably going to be the timing chain because it was pretty loud. And I have a mechanic that I go to. You know, I can do it myself, but because this is a wheeler that I want to hang on to for a long time, you know, it's not like a beater project. I took it into a professional mechanic, and you know, up in the main area. He worked at Friend and Friend for like 20 years. He was the head honcho there for 10 of those years. So I had him tear the top end apart. He put a new timing chain in it, and then obviously the 2 new sprockets, and then did my valves. And when I went to come back, it was still ticking pretty loud. And he's like, yeah, you know, I mean, you got, it sounds like piston slap to me, you know, but I only gave him money for doing the timing chain and the valve, so I ended up getting it back. I had it for about another week or whatever, and then I'm like, all right, called him back up. I'm like, hey, you mind if I bring it back down and you can do my piston and stuff? And he said, yep. So what I did is I tore the top end apart, because he said when you're doing a motor, because he's done thousands of 400s. I mean, he's done, because when I showed up, me and my cousin brought our 400s down, and he had like a couple other ones already there. So, I mean, that just shows you, you know, how often he's working on, you know, these 400s, which is pretty sad. You know, I thought that, I'm like, oh man, out of all the friggin', you know, different wheelers that he could have here, it's like all Hondas. Come on, man, friggin' Mr. Reliable. But everyone just beats the living piss out of him. But anyway, yeah, he was saying, taking the motor apart, it's actually taking it apart that takes the most time. Because he said marking everything, you know, taking the bolts, putting them in separate bags, and then scraping all the old gaskets off. That's what's the most time consuming. So that's what I did. I marked it, marked the bolts, marked the jug and everything, and all the bolt holes, and put that off to the side. And then I cleaned off all the old gaskets, and it only came out to like $350, because all he had to do was put the new piston on, and then he sent it to a shop to have it bored out. Then I got it back. And then he got it back, and then he put it all back together again. So yeah, like $350, which is fucking mint. And this thing doesn't even make a noise. I mean, this thing is quiet, so quiet. And it does still need a few things. So I think I named off everything that I've done to it. If I forget anything, I'll throw that in there. But what I still need to do is I still need to do rear and front brake pads. The front bearings are a little bit sloppy, but they're good. But I'm probably gonna end up replacing them anyway after a while. I mean, they're really still good to run, so I think I'm gonna run them the way they are. But my front rim, it's not just bent, it's like warped, like pretty bad, you know. I mean, I can't really show you on camera because it's not gonna do it justice, but when you roll it, because we had it up the front end up on a block, and then roll that tire, and it is warped. I mean, bad. So if it was just bent a little bit, you know, like a ding from a rock or something, I'd run it. But because it's warped so bad, I'm just going to go ahead and get a new front rim. But I know someone who has like a bunch of old 3-wheelers and stuff, you know. He deals with 3-wheelers and stuff. And like pretty much any Honda wheeler. So I asked him, and he said he has a whole bunch of rims kicking around. So I'm going to go ahead and buy one off him. He said he'd sell it to me for $40, which, you know, I don't think it's a bad deal as long as they're not all beat to shit. So yeah, I gotta do that. Front rim, brake pads, front bearings, and I mean, that's pretty much it. Because it's got a new top end, motor's brand new, tight, you know, obviously it's got new oil in it. New timing chain, valves are all adjusted good, the new seals and everything in the where the valves are. New rear tires. And those are the original tires too, the front tires. Those are the OEM Honda original front tires. And they still have quite a bit of tread on them, you know, probably about a quarter tread, which is good for a 2003. So what I'm thinking is, because of how bad that motor was like knocking the way it was up in the top, I mean, you know, so is the original front tires, quarter tread. I would say it doesn't have a lot of miles on it, but oh, they were hard miles. They were hard miles. Because the way that thing was wrapping, not good. And then, you know, I like keeping my stuff stock and original. You can't find a 400 that's like stock original anymore, an older one like this, you know, with the old bug eye headlights. Because you go on Facebook, I mean, in Craigslist and stuff, you see a lot of them on there, but you just can't find any stock ones, and the ones you do go for like crazy amounts of money. So in this wheeler right now, I think I have like $2,000 into it because I paid 13, and then with all the parts and stuff that I've had to do, plus the work, I mean, the most expensive stuff was taking it to the mechanic and having him do that work. Obviously, the motor work's the most expensive. So, yes. Not bad though, not a bad 400 at all. What I want to do is because I was just talking about, you know, how I like them stock. So I want to buy the toolkit because that's not on there. The handlebar plastic, you know, that's cheap, and I'm going to buy that. And if you guys are wondering where the plastic is for the sides and for the gas tank, that's not there. And you know what? That just, you know, made me think of that. There is one more thing I need to get. The carburetor. It bogs. But we took it apart. I mean, it was dirty, but it wasn't really too bad. It wasn't like all nasty. It wasn't green from old gas or anything. I mean, it looked really clean. So we cleaned it, and the jets were a little plugged, so we blew the jets out. And we put it back together, and it still bogs once you get to about like half throttle. So we were looking at it, and my cousin Trev, we've cleaned his carburetor once or twice already. And there's a little plastic piece that goes in the bottom of the bowl and goes over the jets. That's not in mine. So I don't know if that's going to make a big difference or not, because, you know, 50-50. I've been reading stuff on the internet, and people are saying, oh, yeah, you need that. And other people are saying, well, that really shouldn't make that big of a difference. Probably need a carb kit. So I'm just going to get that piece of plastic, try it, and then if it doesn't work, it's obviously going to need a carb kit. And I'll probably have that sent somewhere, because carb kits, I mean, those are like, carburetors are so intricate. That's why there's like special places where people do carburetors, you know, just carburetors, because they're so intricate and so many little parts, and you got to be so precise with it and the jetting and everything. So I'm gonna have that sent out, and I think I got everything. But once I get this thing up to running code, then you guys are definitely gonna be seeing a lot of this. It's not gonna take me too long to get everything that I need. So you guys are going to be seeing this really quick. And Nathan 400EX is back. Emphasis on the 400EX. So, man, I have missed it, though. Feels good having a 400 again. So for now, this has been Nathan 400EX. And you guys are going to be seeing some more videos of the 400 pretty soon. So, yeah. Peace out. Jesus, my dumb ass. You guys probably want to hear it, don't you? Motherfucker. Jeez, can't believe I forgot that. All right. And a few more things I should mention. You have to pull the clutch in to start it because the neutral wire isn't plugged in, because when you plug it in, it gets really hot, the mechanic said. So I'm not even going to mess with that. Like, he said it got really, really hot, like to the point where it almost started smoking. So I'm not going to bother with that. And this 400 does not like choke. So I'm going to go ahead and start it without choke at all. And it's almost 50 out right now, so it's not too cold. But we'll just have to see. Look at that. Look at that. No choke or nothing. Ooh. Still, though, every 400 that I've seen needed choke bad. My dad's, or well, my old one, whatever you want to say, and then my cousin. Go ahead and give us a little bit of gas real quick, hold on it. You know, you guys aren't retarded, but you know, when you're warming something up, you know, you don't get right on it. Don't just freaking start feeding it the gas, especially with a brand new motor. There you go. Now there's no choke. I mean, listen to how quiet that thing is. I really can't believe I forgot to start the thing up. I was thinking that while I was filming this. So I'm like, man, I can't forget to start it. What did I do? Forgot to start it. So yeah, sitting here on idle, it doesn't have a problem. But once you start driving it, once you get to about like half throttle, like even in first gear, it starts to bug pretty bad. Alrighty guys. Well, this time, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. So, like I said, I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos. Nathan 400EX is back. So for now, this has been Nathan 400EX. Peace out.